usually want them a bit further behind, close to the front line, but not accessible for the enemy. And this is awfully accessible. In fact, this is basically begging your opponent to call down artillery, send in flamethrowers, or lay down a demolition charge. But now Volksgrenadiers are ready to support this Puma, opening up on these riflemen, and looks like we see the support units inching forwards, apparently trying to hit this machine gun emplacement, but not much luck in it. And this Panzer Command going down, not a lot of fuel either for it. We'll have to see where it goes. Puma moving ahead, gunning down engineers in cold blood. Fun fact, this is just the Schwerer Panzer Spähwagen. The actual Puma is when you actually upgrade it with the 5cm cannon, since that was actually what was designated as the Puma. And fun fact about the Puma gun, that is the turret. It was actually taken from a scrapped project for a reconnaissance tank called the Leopard. Instead, all effort was focused onto the Puma and just improving that. Riflemen under heavy fire from the Puma, not close to get across, and if they do move into this area, they might get hit by this. Of course, Puma get cut down. Apparently the MG42 has been sent away, but might be sent in again, or a new one. And we do see stormtroopers, apparently elements of the 17th SS, are somehow able to swiftly arrive to the battlefield and reinforce Gaurav's troops. So there we go, stormtroopers with veterancy 1. They're certainly quite a foe, tougher than grenadiers, and able to drop bundled grenades and cloak. Certainly the elite. And there we see some of the fortress troops. Volksgrenadiers marching ahead, and now a rifleman team against all of this might certainly end up badly. And what do we see here? Pioneers moving ahead, and what is coming out? A Panzer IV, but my goodness, he's floating an absolute ridiculous amount of manpower, not getting any infantry. No Knights, Crossholders, Volksgrenadiers, MG42s, anything, Grenadiers, packs. He's just... oh dear. It's just not good at all. And we see all of the American forces focusing down Gaurav, but he's most steadfastly holding down the line despite a lot of firepower. Now these stormtroopers with Panzerschrecks are moving ahead. Panzerschreck firing away this building, possibly killing one inside or not, I'm not entirely sure. But certainly looking bad for these riflemen now, as the Puma as well joins in. Some of these troops enjoying light cover, some are not. Further Panzerschreck going off, and now equipping 2 on 1 team. Not entirely my favorite tactic, as it certainly decreases their infantry effectiveness, and of course it's also a lot of anti-tank assets to focus on 1 team, meaning basically, well, your opponent just has to focus that down and there's not going to be much of a threat otherwise. Fresh infantry forces moving ahead. Chomega calling upon the Rangers to lead the way for him. Puma hitting a mine, and now a large infantry force moving in, forcing the stormtroopers to run away before they are lost. Rangers with bazookas charging ahead, and a M18 from Major C. This is certainly going to be a lot dreadful for the Puma. And the second one is on the field, and we see the Panzer IV moving ahead, clearing out all of the emplacements here. But if it's not careful, the M8 could certainly change its path and hunt it down. And now this bunker is certainly looking rather awfully exposed, and this medic, courageous as he is, trying to get as many wounded as he can back, but he certainly might get killed. And still floating a lot of manpower, has also gone blitzkrieg, not entirely sure why, and not summoning any up stormtroopers. In fact, he still seems a bit reluctant to actually call upon any infantry, and now going for the Kampfkraft sensor and getting veterancy for his armor. Veterancy 2 for the Panzer IV. And now the M18 is moving in. This could end badly for the Panzer IV, but it does have veterancy 1, which does increase the damage, but still M18s do a lot of damage. And there we go, rear shots almost down to half health already. And further shots, MG42 covering it against infantry, but really this Panzer IV needs to be careful. Oh dear, one more shot and it is out of commission. There we go, veterancy 1 for the M18 Hellcat, and it dashes away, ready to be repaired, while this MG42 is being singled out. Now getting a pack, but still no infantry to actually support it. But at least he didn't go for the Ostwind, so apparently there is something going on inside that head of his, but really not the best tactic to use his Panzer IV in, and still again should get some infantry to support all of those to actually lead the charge. Still throwing away troops as support weapons and such. Another M18 stalking the battlefield. Stormtroopers trying to knock it out with Panzer X, but really not having much luck. The M18 too far away.
They are attacking secure territory of the fatherland.
Now we see this pack slowly inching forwards, and the Americans holding the line, apparently having managed to steal a heavy machine gun from the Wehrmacht. And the Osttruppen, absolutely horrific. And still a lot of manpower. Now getting another Panzer IV, but no infantry, no anything. And an LMG-42 for these Grenadiers, who have so far managed 6 kills on their own. We'll have to see if it improves. LMG-42 firing away, but I doubt it'll have much success against these entrenched infantrymen. In fact, he's given out 2 LMG-42s for a single team. This is 150 manpower for a weapon I'm pretty sure is not really effective, but we'll have to see. Firing away, but not really effective against buildings, units in buildings. Riflemen getting out of there. And 1 kill is managed. Units being lost, and what is going on here? Mortar team was cleared out by these Rangers. M18 still no Shermans. It seems that would certainly be helpful though to the American cause, since Hellcats aren't that effective against infantry. And there we go, the Panzer IV, but still no infantry or anything further. Whereas Gaurav certainly seems to be holding up nicely. And let's go have a look at Mr. Chomega, Howitzer and Rangers. Plenty of infantry, and the medic station still holding up. In fact, might be close to sending out some fresh infantry, or at least fresher than most of the other troops. Volksgrenadiers and Grenadier team firing away at all of these riflemen. Does manage to kill 1 Ray. Moving closer, medic pulling away a stormtrooper. Grenadiers firing away with all of their LMGs. Engineers moving ahead with flamethrowers. Can certainly end up badly for these Grenadiers. Flamethrowers now catching everything on fire. LMGs firing away with everything, but they just don't have any luck. And what is this? A mortar team from Chomega, absolutely slaughtering a lot of these German troops, forcing the rest into a full retreat. While medics continue to pull out Grenadiers, Volksgrenadiers and Stormtroopers, and now artillery called down on the bunker. This could certainly be the end for it, but a quick pioneer team rushes in with a flamethrower to try and contain the situation, as further American forces are piling upon Gaurav's position and just can't keep up with this rate of attrition, as Mr. Trichelleu is doing absolutely nothing to actually help him. We can draw away the enemy attention. MG-42 suppressing a lot of American infantry. With this American mortar nearby, this MG-42 could easily be forced to retreat. Puma on the field as well, and most of Gaurav's forces are currently reinforcing. And we also see a Panzer command out now for him. And further mortar rounds hitting the fort barracks, which has been established there. MG-42 pulling out, perhaps to reinforce nearby, and now American forces are moving ahead again. And a large German force is maneuvering in to try and contain the situation. Grenadiers, Volksgrenadiers and Stormtroopers in an attempt to contain everything and secure the situation, but will they succeed? Large forces of riflemen hitting from west and east alongside Rangers. Grenades going off, killing a lot. Rangers barely getting out of there. And looks like 1 unit was cleared out. And looks like these Rangers were cut down in the retreat. But most of the riflemen do get out of there. And we have a large fight going on here. M18's clearing out this pack, which is not really properly positioned and is so easily getting flanked. This is absolutely poor tactical doctrine. And now another pack moving in. Again trying to cloak, and what is this? A Stu 42. curious indeed, and apparently he's lost the Panzer IV and now is apparently thinking that a Stu-42 will be able to deal with all of these Hellcats. This is a bit baffling. In fact, the forward barracks taking a lot of continued fire. American forces continuing to lay down pressure on Gaurav, and these stormtroopers are getting almost as many kills as these grenadiers. Certainly a bit interesting. And let's in fact go have a look at Mr. Major C. His corps. Stormtroopers being quite exposed, taking a lot of fire, will have to retreat with all of their Panzerschrecks while these M18s continue forward. Some equipped with the 50 caliber machine gun, really opening fire on these German troops who are forced to retreat since there are absolutely no anti-tank assets to support them, and for some reason Mr. Gaurav seems to be relying solely on a single stormtrooper team with dual Panzerschrecks. That's really not what I'd recommend. At least a Sturg to at least sort of form a slight backbone, but apparently that is not a consideration for him, and Mr. Corps has gone for the armored doctrine. Gaurav seeming to think that Trichelleu is defending his base, not quite, but he's certainly just digging in and not really attacking. He's not putting on pressure on the opponent, and a 2 versus 2 you really need to do that, otherwise they'll just focus on one, and that will certainly be your demise unless either your teammate is a complete defensive genius and is able to hold off 2 armies, or your opponents are absolute rubbish. In this case, neither is the case, and Gaurav is certainly feeling the pain. Now the Americans are slowly trying to focus down on Mr. Trichelleu, but still not really most where of the effort, and a pioneer team is lost. And just for the hell of it, apparently a lot of manpower has vanished into something, but I'm not entirely sure what. Might have been some veterancy. Bunkers, apparently, I'm not entirely sure what he's doing with this bunker, apparently not upgrading it. Just stuffing in an MG42, there we go, repair bunker, and now we see a Panther. Bit interesting. And Gaurav complaining, perhaps not the most sportsmanlike, but there you go, I can certainly understand his frustration. And we see a Tiger almost being ready, the Tiger 205, I can see from this icon. German assault stopped by this machine gun emplacement, and the thing that has changed with this patch is that Tigers and Pershings have been made cheaper, and I'll just stop because there's one more thing I'd like to mention. So they now only cost 800 manpower, and the Hellcat can actually cloak. This is nothing new, but there was a bug where it couldn't actually be detected, and its bonuses while firing from cloaked has been lessened a bit, but it is still effective in its ambush position, and we return to the fight. Stormtroopers once more apparently acting as the only anti-tank team. And now getting focused down by these riflemen. This could certainly end up badly. Riflemen moving in and forcing them away. And we see the Tiger 205 under Hauptmann Voss apparently having sent a lot of resources into armor veterancy. In case for this, meaning this Tiger will certainly be most tough, able to absorb a lot of damage, and most shots will in fact actually penetrate it. And these riflemen could